What's your favorite question to ask someone to get to know them better? Off the top of your head, no thinking, what's your favorite movie? Who won the 2020 USA presidential election? If they say anything other than Biden, run. Egg came before the chicken. Prove me wrong. When I interview people, one question I often ask is, if you weren't here with me now, what would your dream job be? I've gotten all kinds of cool answers. From astronaut to shoe designer. This is also a question I ask when I see I've got someone reserved or nervous. Get them talking about something they like and feel comfortable about, then you can try and get a better idea what kind of person, co-worker, they may be. I'm sure it works for other situations too, of course. What do you do when you're bored? Pennsylvania is a boring state unless you love nature. Most people around here respond with something nature-related or something illegal, sometimes it's both. See, I'm more of an observer and I always forget to ask anything probative outside of tech support. How they interact with others, how they treat waitstaff, how animals react to them, etc. I listen to them and they usually reveal facts about themselves that I'll pick up on. When's your birthday? Gets zodiac sign. Do you like books? What are your favorite series or books? What are your opinions on fanfiction? If someone is really against fanfiction and thinks it's disgusting, then it's pretty unlikely that I would want to pursue a further relationship with them. Fanfiction is a big part of my life. While I didn't start out writing it, I have spent more of my writing career writing fanfiction and it's gotten me through a lot. It's made me realize that I'm a good writer, that I have a particular skill in making tropes and cliches seem new, and that it's also helped me write better in general. If you could travel anywhere in the world, where would you go? I firmly believe there is no better way to get to know someone's personality with a single question than that one. Great question. I haven't read the comments to see if this has been mentioned, but I find musical interests is a pretty decent starter conversion. Do you sell poison? Are you from around here? How's your relationship with your dad? Who's your favorite Jonas brother? If you had a custom license plate, what would it say? What's your opinion on arson? Basic, but what do you like to watch on Netflix? Did you do anything exciting today? This week? What do you do for a living? What do you do for fun? What do you do? Do like it? What would you rather do? I like asking about siblings, because they generally talk about their relationships with them, and family is really important to me, so I like to know it's important to the people I befriend/date too. If you were a furry, what would your persona be, and why? I've just spent 2 weeks of being cooped up in a hut with one other person for 6 hours a day, 3 2-hour stints. These are what I found worked best. Asking about travel, places they visit often and have enjoyed in the past. If they currently have any pets, failing that childhood pets. Any media they've liked recently? Movies they've seen? TV shows? Music? Any sports followed? In the UK, football is brilliant, number one because I love it, but number two is that 80% of the population does. Area they grew up in, and any cool stories? Any particular passions of theirs? I was on with a man who loved Cold War history for 2 days, and we essentially spoke about Breaking Bad and the Cuban Missile Crisis. It varies from situation to situation, of course. Are you ticklish? I like to ask people their hobbies instead of asking their job. What do you like to do in your free time? What's the craziest shit you did as a kid? Why did you do it? What's your best It's a Small World story? Like, despite never having run into your high school English teacher in past 10 years, despite being a city of only 50k, and running into them on vacation to a foreign country. If earning money wasn't necessary, what would you do with your time? Some people don't have an answer to that, but most people I ask have wholesome dreams they'd pursue. What is your favorite recipe for chicken? Depending on how detailed they are, you can tell their attention to detail, and you will get a new recipe most of the time. What is your relationship with your parents like? What do you enjoy? Horde or Alliance? What's your worst date story? Lately, just ask about COVID and I'll know if we're on the same page or not. What job or career would you never want to do? These are all terrible. Do you fuck feet? Dave Chappelle reference. If they like the same comedians as me, we're usually pretty good. Without any consequence, what's a substance you would fill a bathtub up with and submerge yourself in? What's your favorite Muppet and why? It establishes that they are old enough to know what Muppets are, that they have a sense of humor, and standard answers like Animal and Statler and Waldorf can be segued into how about Muppets in Dark Crystal/Labyrinth or Sesame Street. This typically gets into favorite childhood things, and sometimes their thoughts on education and diversity etc. Also Cookie Monster and Count Von Count for the win. If you only needed to earn fun money, meaning that all your essential bills were taken care of by someone else, what would you do for a living? What kind of music do you like? Don't think this works that well. What grapefruit smells the worst? How many people have you had sex with? I usually make fun of Eminem. If they get offended I know to keep walking, if they laugh we immediately have something to bond over. Pink or brown? Typically when I meet new people it is at work, so my go-to is, what do you like to do when you are not here? I live in NYC, so it's pretty easy to get people talking if you ask how long they have been there, or what made them decide to move. Almost no one is from NYC. I like to ask if they remember any recent dreams. It can go so many places. What's your thoughts on eugenics? What's your favorite question to ask someone to get to know them better? What kind of books, movies, and food do you like? Do you have any GameStop shares? Everyone else, genuine advice. Me, frantically taking notes. Do you return the shopping cart when you're done with it? What's something about you that people might find surprising? What would you do if you won the lottery? Gives you some insight into a person's values and goals and their general financial literacy. What's something you find boring? What are you sure you know more about than me? This one checks tons of boxes like starting a topic, getting more insight to their interests, having them talk about a topic they are passionate about, you learning a ton of stuff, and much more. Just pretty dumb when they say I don't lol. Ask their top 3 celebrity crushes and then proceed to play kill, marry, fuck. What god you pray to? What time, place were you born? I used to. 1. What is your everyday superpower, i.e. my so always gets amazing parking, always picking the fastest line at the supermarket? 2. What's in the trunk of your car right now? This leads to hilarious answers in my experience. Anal? Do you walk to school or carry your lunch? First concert they ever went to? What kind of music do you like? Music preference says a lot about someone. I personally am very eclectic. Some people only listen to one genre. Seems dull to me. What's for dinner tonight? What kind of music do you listen to? You can tell a lot from a person by their answer. What's your favorite childhood memory? What do you need more of in your life and what could you do with less of? When someone dies, I guess. Thanks for posting. Socks on or socks off? No context included. What do you like to do for fun? Always a good one to learn about someone's interests. For better conversation, pick something you know nothing about rather than a common interest to ask more about. You smoke? Do you want to be like Florida Man? So I hear you were in a band? Works every time because most likely they never were, but now you have their full attention. What is a topic you could talk about for hours? Probably not. When are you two having kids? Thoughtful face. What's your deal? Like what's your thing? If they don't understand what I'm asking them, they're probably not my type of people. What is your favorite conspiracy theory? Weird, but breaks the ice and leads to interesting, passionate conversation. What are your hobbies? Some people get really excited, others get defensive. I don't usually continue talking to the defensive people. What did you eat for breakfast? You would be surprised by what people say.
With